Hello everyone, Akash here, and I welcome you all to second day of our 10 days of JavaScript program by HackerRank. Okay, so guys, today we are going to solve the questions for our second day. Okay, so we have got 3 questions for our day 2. Okay, so let's try solving them one by one. Okay, so let's go for this arithmetic operators. Okay, so as usual, we will first have a look at the resources. Okay, the documentation that HackerRank has provided us. Okay, so it says arithmetic operator. Okay, so first we have operator types. Okay, unary, binary, ternary. Okay, so unary requires a single operand to work. Okay, and binary requires, as the name suggests, it requires 2 operands. Okay, like one before the operator and one after the operator, like a plus b, and the resultant is c. Okay, and guys, ternary operator, we use ternary operator to perform, like it is a conditional operator. Okay, and it is generally used in conditional statements. Okay, for example, like a and question mark b colon c. Okay, if this condition a, if it is true, then this statement will execute, that is b, else our c statement will execute. Okay, so this is the concept of ternary operator. Okay, so we also have arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators basically takes numerical values as operands. Okay, they basically perform on numerical values. Okay, and I hope you all know this, like we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, exponentiation, unary negation, unary plus, increment, and we have decrement. Okay, and I hope you know the difference between this operator before the operand and after the operand. Okay, so what it will do, it will first increment the value. Okay, increment the operand by 1, and then it will return the value of the operand, and it will first return the value of the operand, and then it will increment the value by 1. Okay, so cool. Now let's quickly see the problem. Okay, so the problem is something like, we are given, we have to complete the following functions. Okay, and what we have to do, we have to calculate and we have to return the area of rectangle in this get area function, and in this get parameter function we have to return the parameter, okay, of the rectangle. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. Okay, so here we have been provided the input and output cases. Okay, so over here we have get area function, and here we have get parameter function. Okay, so a variable has been declared for us, that is let area. Okay, so what we can do, area equals, okay, so I hope we all know that how to calculate area. So area of the rectangle is length into breadth, okay, the width. Okay, cool. And return area. Okay, similarly the parameter is parameter equal 2 into we have length plus width. Okay, cool. Now let's try to run our code. Okay, cool. So our sample test case has been passed. The input that we were provided were 3 and 4.5, and these are, this one is our area and this one is our parameter. Okay, cool. Now let's submit. Okay, so guys, congratulations, are all the test cases we have passed successfully, and we have also earned 10 points. Okay, so yeah, now without wasting any time, let's quickly solve another question. Okay, so guys, what you can do, you can also code along with me, and yeah, do give a read to the documentation that HackerRank provides. Okay, it's very much useful if you are a beginner in JavaScript. Okay, so okay, over here functions. Okay, so now let's have a look. Okay, so functions in JavaScript, we declare them using function keyword. Okay, and it must consist the return keyword. Okay, it must return a value. Okay, and like this. Okay, function, name of the function and the parameter, and simple the what you want to perform, the action. Okay, so guys, we also have function expression in JavaScript. Okay, um, in JavaScript, functions are first class functions. Okay, I will tell you what is the meaning of first class function. Okay, so function expression, this is the example of function expression. Okay, we are assigning this function to a variable, that is square. Okay, and this is also known as anonymous function. Okay, so guys, in JavaScript, functions are known as first class function because we can assign a function to a variable. Okay, we can also write a function within a function. Okay, and we can also pass a function as an argument to another function. Okay, so that's why we say that functions in JavaScript are first class functions. Okay, and you can also have a look at other examples provided over here, like the name function expression. Okay, this is the example. Okay, just have a look. Then we have recursion. Okay, so guys, recursion is basically if you are performing same operation again and again, then what you can do, you can use the approach recursion, like calling the same function. It's like calling the function itself. Okay, so it is basically recursion has two parts, a base condition and a recursive case. Okay, so why we have base condition? We have base condition so that our program does not get into a infinite loop. Okay, so here they have also provided an example in Java. Okay, so let's have a look what they are doing. They are multiplying n by k using addition. Okay, they are not doing like, let us suppose n is 2 and k is 3, then they are not doing 2 3 is 6. Okay, what they will do, they will add 3 two times to get the 6. Okay, so let's use the console. I'm going to tell you one thing. Okay, and here is the base condition. Okay, if n is greater than 1. Okay, so let us suppose like n is 2 and k is 3. Okay, so what it will do, if return k plus, and it will call the function until our base condition is violated. Okay, so k is 3. Okay, so we have 3 plus the function, and over here goes the 2 minus 1 1 comma 3. Okay, cool. Now what next time happen, it will be something like 3 plus and the function 1 comma 3. Okay, so it will see n is greater than 1, no, n is not greater than 1, then it will simply return k. Okay, so over here we will have 3 plus 3 6. Okay, cool. So guys, this is recursion. Now let's quickly solve the problem. Okay, so we have to implement a function that is factorial, and it has one parameter that is integer n, and it must return the value of n factorial. Okay, so we have to perform factorial basically like this, like factorial of 4 is 4 is to 3 is 4 into 3 is to 2 into 1, that is 24. Okay, so we have to perform factorial. Okay, so over here. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. First, let's create a function factorial. Okay, factorial, and we have n as argument. Okay, so our base condition goes over here, like if n is less than or equal to 1. Okay, then what we have to do, we simply need to return 1. Okay, else what we are going to return, n into factorial of n minus 1. Okay, so guys, let's have a look if this works. I have simply used the recursion over here. This is our base condition, like if we have 1 over here, then we will simply return 1. Okay, because factorial of 1 is 1. And else we are going to multiply, like let us suppose we have 3 over here, then it will be something like 3 into factorial of 2. Okay, then for factorial of 2 we will have 3 into 2 into factorial of 1, then factorial of 1 will be 1, then 3 into 2 into 1, we will get 6. Okay, so let's try running this code. Okay, so our sample test case has been passed. Now let's submit it. Okay, so cool. Our another program has also been like successfully completed, and it has been also, and we have also got this. Congrats Akash, you have successfully solved your 5th code challenge. Keep it up. So cool guys, I hope you are also coding along with me. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so now let's have a look at third question for our second day. Okay, so it is let n const. Let's have a look at the resource. Okay, so guys, this resource is about the variable declaration in JavaScript. So guys, how we can declare variable in JavaScript? We can declare variable in JavaScript using 3 keywords that we have. Like until ES5, we used to have only var keyword, but from ES6 we also have let and const. Okay, so var keyword, it allows us to declare variable that are limited to the function. Okay, that it means function scoped. Okay, and let variable, a let keyword. Okay, if we declare a variable using let keyword, then those variables are limited to the block scope. Okay, that means they are block scoped. Okay, they are only available within that block in which we have declared them. Okay, I will also show you the example. Okay, so don't worry if you are not if I'm not able to clear it to you right now. I'm also going to show you an example. And const keyword, it is also provides us block scoped variables basically. But in this, if we have assigned a value to a variable, it cannot be reassigned. Okay, we cannot reassign a variable that has been like in which we have used const keyword. Okay, so yeah, so let's first quickly solve the problem, then I will show you with examples like what is the actual difference between the block scoped and the function scoped. Okay, so over here our task is to declare a variable, constant variable, that is pi, and we have to assign it the mathematical value math.pi. Okay, and it is also said that we will not pass this challenge unless the variable is declared as a constant and named pi. Okay, cool, uppercase. And then we have to read a number r. Okay, that will denote the radius of a circle. Okay, and we have to read it from stdin. Okay, we have to read it as an input. Okay, then we have to use the pi and the r constant variable to calculate the area and perimeter. Okay, and then we also have to print then we have to simple console log them. Okay, so cool, let's try to do this question. Okay, so const pi. Okay, and we have to assign it math dot pi. Okay, cool. Then we have to take the radius. Okay, const r, and what it is said that we have to we have to read this input using read line. Okay, so it will be something like read line. Okay, cool. Now what we have to do, we have to print the area of the circle. Okay, so we can console it, simple console.log, and area of the circle is pi r square. Okay, sorry. Okay, and perimeter of the circle is 2 pi r. Console.log 2 into pi into r. Okay, so now let's try running this piece of code. Okay, cool. So we passed our test case. Okay, now let's quickly submit this. Okay, cool. So our all the test cases have been passed, and we also got 10 stars. Okay, and I have also earned okay, so we have also earned our second star. Okay, cool, continue. Okay, so guys, over here we got 2 stars. Okay, cool. And one more thing guys, I also wanted to show you one thing, like we can also use exponentiation over here that we have just learned in our previous lecture. Okay, so like this r square, we can also do it like this. Let's see, let's submit. Okay, cool. So we got the same result. Okay, okay, so guys, HackerRank also provides us hackers. Okay, with the help of which we can also unlock these test cases. Okay, so these are available over here. You can have a look, like we have 128 hackers. Okay, so cool.